Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I am your girl, Thlologelo Promise Rampa, and this is Relocate to Australia with Promise, your number one DIY relocation platform. But we're not going to be doing that now. We're not going to be doing any relocation stuff this December. Obviously, relocation is the theme of the day, so in between here and there, we'll be talking about it, but not that deep, all right? Jolly, how is my disc almost full? Guys, oh, Vlogmas is showing me flames. Vlogmas is showing me flames. Yesterday, I finished uploading my day 2. So today is the 2nd of December, right? But because I was struggling to, I explained this in my previous vlog, because I was struggling to upload my Friday upload, because I thought I would upload Friday and then Sunday when Vlogmas starts. So because I struggled since Friday and I'm not a technical person, so I could not fix the problem until Sunday. So I decided, okay, that video will be my first video for Vlogmas. Fine, no problem. So then I edited my second video, which I had taken on the 1st of December. So I edited it yesterday, and then I uploaded it before I slept. I was so shocked because it took just literally 5 minutes, oh, less than that, maybe 10 minutes to upload. And I was like, oh, that's quick. Because usually if you know, if you're a content creator on YouTube, you know how long it takes to upload a video, because they have to do all these checks and make sure that everything is a-okay. So here I am confident, I'm like sure that everything is going well with my Vlogmas. I am ahead of schedule. You know what? I'm good. So I premiered that video for 7 a.m. today. No problem. 3 o'clock came. I picked up the girls from school, no problem. We went to dance, dropped off Tlolo at dance, and then I stayed with Marang in the car. So when I was waiting for Tlolo, Marang was just on my phone. She was like, oh, we're talking about Vlogmas and what the plans are and what we're gonna do and yada yada yada. And then she's like, oh, let me see your yesterday's video. So I give her the phone to have a look, and then she says, Mom, why are you talking and then it just cuts out? I'm like, no, what do you mean it's just cutting out? And then she's like, yeah, you talk and then it cuts out. And I was like, what? I looked at it, it's uploaded for 2 minutes 17 seconds. So I drove home after dance. I'm trying to fix it. I'm struggling to fix it. Now my computer is telling me that the disk is almost full. What do you mean? And I've not even started editing this one. And this is not even, yo. Apple. Anyway, I'm even sweating. I'm feeling hot. But it is what it is. I guess this is the life of being a content creator. Yeah. I think it comes with the job. I think it's just the way it is. Maybe I'm not coping because this is not my regular. It's not something I do on a daily basis. So I'm really, 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 really trying to remain calm. And I'm not calm at all. No Apple leak. And I do have cloud storage, but I don't understand, like, shouldn't everything then I see you again. So I'm waiting for this video to upload and I will continue with today's business. Alrighty, so this is what I wanted to do with you guys today, né? I thought I was going to do this probably in a finance type of situation. Okay, so this is what I do when I plan for my content, okay? What I try to do when I plan for my content, I try to cluster things together. So if things have a similar theme, right? I think I once did a finance series. So I try to talk about similar things around the same time, like when I have my seasons and all of that. I'm not too sure if I'm going to continue doing the same thing next year, but probably will continue on the same track. There's a lot of things that I need to cover with you guys when it comes to relocation. So I actually thought that I would have this conversation when I talk to you guys about finances and all that when it comes to relocation. We are financial beings, whether you like it or not. Like, it is just the way it is. There are a lot of people who are like, oh, I can live off grid. Oh, I can do this, I can do that. No problem. You can live in the jungle if you want to. But there's a bill you're going to pay at some point in time in your life. You know, that's just the colonial world we live in, unfortunately. It is one thing to have financial skills, and it is another thing to have good financial management skills. One thing to have good financial management skills. What am I saying? It's one thing to have financial management skills, yes, but it's another thing to have good financial management skills. That's what I'm trying to say. I forgot the management, I forgot that one. But yes, it's good to have, it's really, really important to have good financial management skills, and that's what I've been trying to do in my life. I don't think I've ever been a budget girly. I'm just a cheapskate. I'm very cheap. I'm very cheap. Whether I have money or not, I will go. I will always consider the cheap route. That's just who I am. I don't go cheap in, like, I don't go cheap on everything. Like, there's certain things where I will look at them and be like, okay, this is worth my money. But there are a lot of things. I've got a whole list of things that are not on my very important money decision list. Okay, so I always ask myself the following questions when I need to buy something, when I need highlight and underline need to buy something. Sometimes I want to need something and I just want it. I don't need it, but I want to need it. So I ended up buying it because I wanted to need it. But I try to talk to myself a lot about that and not do it, because it sets you back a lot financially, especially if you do it on a regular basis. I'm not a person that window shops. I'm not a clothing person. I'm not a brand person. Like, I'm cheap, man. I'm a cheap girl. I'm a very low maintenance girlfriend. But in saying that, though, I will not pass on a good deal and I will not pass on buying quality stuff because I'm a cheapskate. If something is good quality, oh hell, like, I'm gonna buy it, right? But I will not buy something that I can get a cheaper version of, or you know, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, I'm not that much of a consumer, to be honest. I don't really buy clothes, as I said. The last time I bought clothes for myself, oh, I pick here and there, but in a year I could probably buy clothes for myself like 2 or 3 times, and it's literally just 1 or 2, 3 items. Reason being, whatever that you see me wearing, you guys, I've got this friend of mine. I met her when I was in my second job here in Australia, in Harvey Bay. So my first job in Harvey Bay, in 2020. Her name is Michaela. I think I've spoken about her on my channel. I always talk about her. She has this thing every year. Sometimes it's twice a year. Sometimes it's 3 times a year. She will pack these Marabastat bags, like, see these big carrier bags, swobo. She will pack these Marabastat bags, the big plastic bags, and there will be jeans inside there will be t-shirts, there'll be a whole lot of things where I'll have to go through all the clothes and I'll take whatever that I need to take and then I donate the rest. But the lovely thing that I really appreciate about this is, the thoughtfulness. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, she just asked me one time, promise, do you want, like, are you okay with, like, secondhand clothes? I was like, me, promise, yes, girl. Then she was like, okay, no problem, I'll give you secondhand clothes. I thought she was just talking about like 2 or 3 items. This girl had a whole wardrobe. So every year when she gives me a new wardrobe, I just upgrade my wardrobe. Which is great. It saves me thousands in money. I've gotten a lot of jerseys from her, a lot of jeans, oh my god, a whole lot of stuff, and some things are even still brand new, still, like, girl. So yeah, I'm very happy about that, and it's one of the things that I really factor into my budget when I think of, this is how much I've saved, this is how much I'm actually saving with this happening to me. I was raised in a family that had a lot of girls. So my mom's side of the family has a lot of girls. My grandmother had 5 girls, my mom had 4 girls, my aunties have girls. Like, we just have a lot of girls in my family. I was the firstborn. And then I've got 3 other siblings, but I've got older cousins. So growing up, they would always, hand-me-downs was a thing. So that's why I'm okay with hand-me-downs. I love hand-me-downs because I feel like they've got a lot of thought in it and there's love in it. Like, I'm really loving this. So yeah. Anyway, that's that with my clothing side of things. With the girls, I'll get them clothes. I think it's only after we discovered this place called DFO. When you come to Australia, you'll know about it. But I think South Africa has a similar place, but I just never played in those areas because it was just never my thing. So DFO is this retailer that has, I think, almost all the shops, not really all the shops, but major brands, right? Like good brands, like good quality brands. It's always packed. It is always packed there. But basically what happens at DFO is that I think what they do is nationwide, you know how new releases will come, clothing, shoes, whatever, whatever product. New releases will come. Those are the things that are sold in the main stores nationwide. And then if they don't sell, they go on sale there. If they don't sell, obviously there's stock that needs to be taken away so that they can make space for new items. So what they do is that they take all that stock and then they take it where? To DFO. So imagine, let's say, for example, you had a Nike sneaker that you wanted and it was 150. When it gets to DFO, it's no longer 150 anymore. Let's say, for example, it's $80. For example, so it's $80. That's the price that you're going to be getting it for at DFO because it's out of season now, but it's still good quality clothing. It's still clothing at the end of the day. So now let's say, for example, that sneaker is no longer 150, but it's now $80. But this is the thing though. Hey, yes, I'm still uploading. But like, if it dies, and then it stops uploading. But anyway, so you get there and then the shoes are $80 and then they'll have a sale on top of that. So sometimes they have like a 75% sale, sometimes they have like a 50% sale, 25%. I always buy when it is 50% and 75%. 25% is not good enough. 90% is perfect. 90% is perfect for me. 75% is good. 50%, we are good. We are almost there. Yes. 25% you've got time to play. 35% you have jokes. I'm not doing it. So that's what I do. So if you ever see me wearing brands or my children wearing any brands, it's because I did not buy it at the original price. I will never buy it on original price. Never. I have never done that. And I have done that, let me not lie. I have. But it was for school shoes or shoes to go to the gym. There was something I needed to do with the items. But if it was something I'm just going to be wearing to just wear it, I'm not that kind of a person. Yeah, it's because I'm poor, guys. It's because I'm poor and I'm cheap. I had to be cheap because I'm poor. You get what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, guys, let's get down to guys. Me and yipping. You see the person that bewitched me to talk a lot. I'm sure that person has died. Because if that person was still alive today, they would have been feeling sorry for me. Look at me now. Look at me. So with that, now uploading, it's almost done. It's left is 45 minutes. I think this is legit now. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, let me show you guys what I'm going to be doing today. So yes, as I have explained to you guys, finances are very, very important. Finances are very, very important. It is very, very important to be mindful of your money. It's very important to have money dates. And I actually heard this word from one of the podcasts I was listening to, and they were like, "Oh, you should go on money dates." Like, I knew the concept, but I liked how they had it as like they had a title for it, which was like a money date, and I'm like, a money date, that's nice. So they were talking about how you could do things like pick a particular day, either because with your budget you can choose to do it on a weekly basis, fortnightly basis, monthly basis, 3 months basis, 6 months. It's really up to you, but the longer you leave it, the more work it is, because you have to go through a lot. And that's what I realized with me when I started doing my budget, like started being serious with my budget. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a brief background with me and finances. So my mom works at a bank. I nearly said worked at a bank. She still works at a bank. So my mom works at a bank, but we never really had money talks. And I look at her financial decisions sometimes and I'm like, how do you work at a bank when you are advising people? But they always say a doctor cannot heal themselves. I'm not too sure about that. But yeah. So my mom worked at a bank and she would have like conversations about, lessons she's learned and things she's seen. And because of that, I would always listen. I'd always be like, okay. Because she talk about someone who had this amount, and then obviously she would not talk about who it is, but she talk about, people's spending habits. Like, somebody had this amount in 6 months, it was gone. Like, you just went through a whole million in 6 months. And I'm like, damn, I wish I worked at a bank so that I can see what they were spending their money on. Because I'm like, yeah. And then, so my mom worked in a bank. My dad did a whole lot of things. There was a point where, okay, my dad had a job, I think, when I was growing up. And then he had a music system, so he was a bit of like a DJ sound guy. And then he had like a stage business, so he had like an entertainment business. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, anything sound related, stage, yeah, all of that. He had that. He went into business a little bit. He was a politician. Like, he was a whole lot of things. My dad did a whole lot of things. And I also watched how he interacted with money, how he spent his money, and I was like, okay. And then here I am growing up. I go to varsity. I grew up in a very weird dynamic. Like, my dad, when I was growing up, my dad was not rich throughout, but there was a point where my dad had a lot of money. But one thing that my dad taught me was that none of that money was mine. And during the time, I never understood it, because, you're a child. So you're expecting, if your dad is rich and your dad has money, you're expecting to, I don't know why I never expected that. I think it's because I knew my dad and I knew the kind of man he was. Because there was a point in time where he literally said, from his own mouth, he said this. He was like, listen, this is my money. I don't know what was happening, but he said to me, listen, you see this money? This is my money. Do you see you? You is broke. You are broke. You ain't got no money. Why? Because you are a student. You're still in school. It was before I went to varsity. Like, this is when I was still probably in high school or something. So he said to me, this is my money. It is not your money. Just because I'm your father does not mean that this is your money. You are going to have to work hard for your own money. And my dad literally did that. Like, my dad, that man was dangerous. Like, he never gave us the soft life. He never did. He gave himself the soft life and whoever was in his life, because he divorced from my mom. So me, my mom, and my siblings, we were poor. He was rich, But it is what it is. Like, he paid school fees, support, yeah. But he showed up where he could, yeah. But I saw his spending habits, and I saw what he did with money, and I saw what money did to my family, and how it changed the dynamics of it, and how it broke up my family, and what happened after my dad got money. So I was like, okay, that is something that I don't ever want to be, and I don't ever want to do that. And I'm grateful for those experiences now, because looking back, I'm like, I've got reference. I know how not to do it, and I know how to do it, which is great. And then I went to varsity. Obviously, as I explained to you guys, my mom was a single mom, in all honesty. My dad did pay for my fees, but we used to fight a lot about that. So I used to live on a very tight budget, because I understood that my mom cannot afford certain things. My dad paid my school fees for 2 years, and then I got married in second year. So when I got married in second year, because I was still very young when I got married, I was 19. The agreement was that my dad is not, so they said, when they were talking, because the lobola happened in July. So they said, okay, fine. Because the year has already gone, my dad to continue paying those fees, and then my husband was supposed to take over afterwards. But I was so adamant, and I prayed to God, and I said, I don't ever want to depend on anyone. I've always been that girl. I did not want to ever depend on anyone, and I never wanted to have my degree, and then one day when I'm fighting with this man who's going to be like, yeah, like, I took you to school. No, I wanted my degree to be mine. So God loves me. He listens to my prayers always. So one day a bursary came up. I'll tell you the story for another day, but a bursary came up, and I applied for it, and I got my bursary for third year and fourth year. So my fees were paid because of that. And then for my master's year, I had to take out a loan for that in order to pay that. So yes, I know my education is all mine. I did it. I did the work. I want to thank myself for showing up, but yeah, that's what I did. So I'm guilt-free with my qualifications when it comes to that. So because of those dynamics, I understood that obviously I have a very tight budget. I have a very tight budget. My mom has 4 children. I'm the firstborn. I'm in university. She still has to pay fees for these 3. I know my dad is not going to help so much. So I really needed to make sure that I did not bother my mom. So that's what happened when I was in varsity. That's when I started like really playing around with like budget, and making sure that every time I get my money, I buy the things that I need to get. I hardly had friends like who partied and were all out and about in varsity, because it required a lot of money. I was never the cool girl in varsity, because that also requires a lot of money. And Johannesburg is very deceiving and very dangerous, because there's a lot of opportunities for you to make money as a woman in Johannesburg, but not all opportunities are beautiful. So I was like, I'm not going to be involved in any of that. So yes, I just yeah, I just started playing around with budgets around that time. But I was not serious. It was just like, because varsity life, you know, just making sure that you sleep with noodles, like you eating noodles and tin of fish that day. So yes, I went through varsity. That happened, and then I was obviously unemployed for 3 years. When I was back in South Africa. So I was unemployed for 3 years when I was back in South Africa. During that time, I was married. I was fine. And I think that's why my unemployment never really affected me so much, is because I had a husband. We had a house. We had 2 cars. I was fine. And I had my degrees as well. So I felt like, at least, you know, I'm not starting from zero. I'm starting from somewhere. I get by for 3 years unemployed, so obviously there's no budgeting there. And then we moved to Australia. I had my first job. The first 2-3 months of me having a job, what I would do, my whole salary, because at the time Lindsay and I had a joint account. So what I would do, I'll take all my stuff, because you know, when I got my first salary, I did not know what to do with it, so I gave all of it to my husband, and I was like, "You figure it out, like you sort it out." And then, yeah, we just paid whatever that we needed to pay. We did this and that. But one thing that I realized is that I did not like how he managed our money, because there was no plan. Like, we were just doing. And I was like, what are we doing? And there was not really an explanation. So I asked him, can I take over the finances? And he said, sure thing. So what he did, he gave all his salary to me. No, man, we had a joint account, so it was not that he was giving me, like, it was just going into the basket, you understand? So then fine, that's what we did. We had those accounts, and then I was handling the money from then onwards. So what I did was, so in the beginning when I started this, every month I would sit down, I would look at what the monthly expenses for next month are going to be, and I'll jot that down, and I'll say, okay, this is how much we need to have in the account in order to meet all these commitments. And then I would also look at how much we spent, what was out of budget. I'll show you guys just now how I do it. And then afterwards I rounded up and I said, okay, good month, bad month. Did we save? Did we not save? Was there a lot of out of budget stuff? Why was there a lot of out of budget stuff? What can we do next month to make things a lot better? But then as time went by, I realized that doing it month long takes a longer time to do, because then I will sit for a very long time during my money date, trying to figure it out. The other thing that I would do, and which I love, the best part of me doing my finances or our finances, was that I would do a report at the end of it to say, okay, so this month, this is how much we've spent, this is how much we've saved, this is how much we spent on takeaways, this is how much you spent on this is how much you spent on that, and all of that. I'd break it down and I'd put it in a report, and I'd have another report where I'm saying, okay, next month, these are our commitments, and this is what we need, and this is how much we want to save, and this is the plan, and this is what we have next month planned, and I've factored it into the budget, yada, yada, yada. So this is what we're looking at numbers wise. And I would always try and give Lindsay a report, but I don't think he was really ever interested. Like, it was never his thing. It was never really his thing. Like, it was just like, okay, this video is going to be the death of me. Did it not upload 7 minutes? So I'm starting from scratch again. I'm uploading it again. Because I still have to edit this and I still have to upload it. What's going to happen to me? Anyways, you guys, let me get down to today's business, because I can see this video already. Oh, Thlologelo. I normally use calendars like this, right? But I don't know. Timu, how do you call it? Timu. I got this from Timu. I actually got it for, I think it was, how much was this? Now I forgot, but I'm pretty sure it was less than $5. I'm pretty sure it was less than $5. There was a time where Timu was giving me free stuff. I think I got 2 or 3 free things, and I think this might have been one of the free stuff, but it was worth about $5 or less than $5. But yeah, this is what I got. This is for my next year's budget, and I was using this one for this year. Normally I'd use these ones. I buy them at Officeworks, but I just thought to myself, let me try the Temu ones and see how they go. So yes, this is my budget from last month. I wanted to do this yesterday, because it was the 1st of December. I usually either do it on the 31st or on the 1st, right? This is my monthly roundup, and it does not matter what day it falls on. I have to do my monthly roundup. It is always perfect and always great when it happens on a Thursday, because Thursdays are my money days. Before Thursday was my money days, Tuesdays were my money days, because I don't know why I chose Tuesday. I chose Tuesday because it was not a Monday. Mondays are big days. Mondays are too big. You know, a lot of things happen on Monday. People are blue on Monday. A lot of things happen on Monday. I thought Tuesday was perfect. And then when we started the business, my accountant comes every fortnight, because we get paid every fortnight. We pay people every fortnight. So yes, my accountant is always there every fortnight. So I decided, okay, I'm going to match up my own personal finances with the Thursday, so I know every fortnight when I get paid, then I can sit down to then plan that. So it just aligned. I think the previous one I chose Tuesday because I was getting paid on Tuesday. Why do I think that? I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So now my finance dates, my money dates are on Thursday. So every Thursday I try to do it. If I miss it on a Thursday, I can always do it on a Friday or a Saturday. It's not a big deal if you miss it. If life gets hectic, you can always do it, but just do not stop. That's the main thing, because what I realize is that if I leave 1 week and not do it 1 week, it piles up. So when you start doing then a fortnight, start monitoring on a fortnight basis, that it's too much things to look at. And I am that thorough, okay? I write down even that $1 ice cream I bought. I will write it down. I write down everything. I write down everything, and I'll show you how I categorize everything so that I know, okay, where did the money go? All right. One of the things that a budget has really helped me to do when I got to Australia is to settle. I do not want to lie, because it was a jump. Literally converting the dollar to the rand was a jump. There was a point in time, you know what, I always tell people this story. There was a point in time where I was like to myself, there is hell no way I'm going to buy grapes that cost 100 rands, because grapes here in Australia at the time when I relocated in 2019, they were around $9.99, and I remember that very well, because I was like, there's I don't know. I remember looking at the grapes and I was like, I'm allergic. I don't like grapes. I don't eat Australian grapes. Which private school did they go to? These grapes, where did they come from? Where did they get them? Why are they so expensive? So I was looking at the grapes and I was like, is it because you are an Australian grape, that's why you'll be this expensive? Yes. But now I don't do that anymore. The budget helped me, so now I am able to buy 2 or 3 packets because I love grapes. So yeah, in order to make sure that your budget is all together, you need the following items. Okay, you need a pen, you need a calculator. You will need a calculator. If you don't have a calculator, you can always use your phone. I prefer using the calculator. I used to have another one. It was smaller. I've got a bigger one. And then when my money grows, I'm going to get a much bigger one. So the day you see me having like a bigger calculator, you must know the Mashankora's too much numbers. You understand? Yes. So you're going to need your phone, because, and it depends on where you look at your account. So you can use your computer, you can use an iPad, you can use a tablet, you can use your phone to access your bank app or your online banking, so that you can see what's going on. So you need a pen, you need a calculator, you need your phone or whatever device you're going to use to access your banking. You're going to need something like this. Well, I use something like this. So this is the book that I use on a regular basis, and I'll quickly explain what I do with this book. So this is what I use on a weekly basis. All right, so this is I think I'd say this is my finance tracker. So what I do on a weekly basis, I will sit down. So I start from last week, Thursday, and then I end on Wednesday. That's what I do on a weekly basis. So every time I come back from work, that's what I'm going to be doing, if I do have the time and I've got the energy to do it. But I really, really do enjoy it. So yeah, I really do spend a lot of time doing it. So that's what you're going to need: a little book where you can, jot things down, write things down. I also use then my phone, because what I do is I go onto my banking app for me to be able to see whatever I've been doing with the shmoney, right? So I'll do that. I'll go into this book. I've got headings. With the headings, let me see. Yeah, with the headings, these are my headings. let me have order. So I've got my pen, I've got this book that I use on a weekly basis, and then I've got this that I use every end of the month, because these are all my totals, which will help me to see if I was, on track with my budget. So in this book, I will write down, you see all these things that are here, you'll find them in this book as well. But I monitor all these on a weekly basis, and then all these are roundups. So I'll write all my totals for the 4 weeks or 5 weeks if it was a long month, and then I'll write the totals here. So I'll look at my income, I'll look at my budget, out of budget. So out of budget are things like, let's say for example, that month you did not know that you had to buy some school supply or something along those lines, so that will be out of budget. So out of budget things can also be like, there was a sale somewhere, you bought a pair of shoes, or anything like that, like something that you did not budget for. It comes in here. Things that do not go here are your takeaways, because I always feel like takeaways are those things that you should be very, very careful with. I know food is very expensive, and sometimes when you do the calculation, you realize that maybe buying groceries and buying takeaways, depending on how many you are in a family, it sometimes is the same. But yeah, I'm still yet to investigate that one. So I've got the takeaway out of budget, because I like to monitor how bad I was. Like, I want to see, why am I buying so much takeaway? Why? And takeaway is expensive, so I'd rather save that money. And then I've also got groceries out of budget. So your out of budget will not have your takeaway out of budget, and it will not have your groceries out of budget. So the reason why I've got groceries out of budget separately is because the groceries, my weekly grocery spend is, but it's within my monthly or weekly budget, right? So I've got a weekly budget that I have for my groceries. So I need to make sure that whatever the amount is, I need to get everything that I need to get. But sometimes you find that you do all these grocery shop visits during the week. I don't know, like maybe sometimes like some 1 or 2 things, 2 or 3 items are missing in your kitchen, and then you go to the store to buy them. I always try to make sure that I stick to 2 or 3 of those items that I've been looking for. So this helps me to track to see if I overspent, right? If I went in there going to buy one thing and then I ended up buying 7 things. So it helps me with that. That's why I have it separately, because I have my groceries budgeted. I do my groceries every Sunday. So there's absolutely no reason for me to be going back to the store on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. All right, so that's why I've got it separately, because I need to see what my spending is. Food is dangerous. And then I've got my savings. It is very, very important to also budget for your savings, to see how much can you save, and be strict on yourself. And be strict on yourself when it comes to that. Be very, very strict on yourself when it comes to savings. Savings have really, really helped me. Oh my god, savings have helped me so much. Has it been uploaded? Oh my god. Okay, I think I might have fixed it. Okay, let me calm down. I think I cracked it. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's continue. So, what was I saying? It's important to save money. Yes, it's very important to save money. Be strict with saving your money. It's going to be really, really helpful. What I did this year, which I'm very proud of, is that I opened 2 bank accounts for Marang and Khlo, one each, because I want to start saving money for them so that they can get ready for, university or whatever they decide to do with their lives. But obviously it's money that's going to have conditions, because it's my money. But I'm hoping that it's money that's going to help them, start their lives, as young adults. So yeah, what I do every week, I put in $50. Every fortnight when I get paid, there's a stop order. So there's a debit order. So yes, it comes out of my account. So $50 each every fortnight. But every week I remind myself on Thursday to put $50 extra into the account. So the plan was to just say $50 a fortnight, but then I was like, maybe another $50. That's where the takeaway money would have been going. So instead of buying takeaways, I then put it into the children's account, and the money has been growing slowly but surely, and I'm loving it. Anyway, my video is uploading. I think we're good. Yes, it is. I think we're good. Okay. Let me do my end screen. content creating manish. Their pits. Halala. It is. It's on. Yes, it's doing the thing. Finally. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. Ah, it is. Okay, so fine. Ah. Public. Let's see. Come on, we can do it. Please, 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 please. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. La pong. Pam som tagon. Yes. My video is uploaded. You guys can now enjoy, okay? Can't believe it took me. Anyway, I figured it out. I don't know what I did. I figured it out though. Yeah, I was doing it in between recording and doing all this. Can you believe it? But anyways, I guess this is the Vlogmas, okay? I guess Vlogmas brings such things. Anyway, video is uploaded. We are good to go now. Yes, so what was I telling you guys? Yes, savings. Very, very important to save. I'm one of those people, if I save money, I will forget about that money. Like, I will totally forget about that money. I will not touch it until I pray about it and I'm like, God, is it time to use it now? And then especially when it's like a big amount, like a huge amount of money, I try to not think about that money, because if you think about it too much, like it's always just in your mind, you're gonna end up using it. So I continue being poor, I continue being broke. That time the bank account is looking different. So that's the kind of life I like. So yes, that's what I do. You'll have that one book where you are writing down your weekly expenses, and then you come here, so it will be it'll be all of that. And then your income, obviously it'll be every fortnight unless you get like paid every week or whatever, so you'll put your income there. You also put your income on your weekly work up. Even if you did not get paid that week, you just put 0 because there was no income. Sometimes you don't get paid that fortnight, but you get things like tax returns or YouTube earnings or whatever it is. Like there's something that will then go in there, when it's not pay week. So there are a lot of things, there are a lot of ways people get money. And as I said, as I always say, multiple streams of income is the way. All right, don't just have one. Okay, so I do this end of the month, and then this again I do end of the month. So end of the month I will write down what I'm expecting to be paying. It's got all the dates and all of that. And then at the back here, wait, yes, at the back here I've got, obviously I can't show you guys because I can't show you guys, but I'll have like all my bills written down here, and then I'll have a total as to how much am I expecting to have that month. If I look at my projected income, because you know how much you earn. So if I look at my projected income and I look at what my budget is, I always say, can I save? Can I not save? Do I have enough for out of budget or I don't? What do I do? So I do that. It helps me to plan. So if it's going to be a rough month, then I need to go back and revisit some of the things that I'm paying for. But bills are bills. There's nothing you can do about that. But then I know that month, entertainment, nice life is not going to happen because I see mal. So that's what I do. And with that out of the way, I'm happy and I'm good to proceed. Shema was not going to let this thing. It doesn't talk. It's a computer. It does not have a mouth. I'm the one with the mouth. I'm the one with the brain. I'll figure it out. I'm so glad I figured it out. I don't know what I did though. I don't know what I did. I just restarted a couple of things a number of times. The things we do. Okay, so I'm now on my banking app, and I'm going back to my last date, of which was So the last one that I did was on the 20th of November. So from now on, I'm going to be starting from the 21st of November, which was a Thursday. And then until the 30th because I did not do it on Thursday last week because I thought I was going to just do it on Saturday, on the 30th. But I just decided, okay, because I'm going to be doing it as part of my Vlogmas, I'll just do it when I do my Vlogmas. Let's see. So I've just finished doing that weekly review for my budget. I've done all my totals for the month and I've put all those numbers in here. I will obviously not show you my money. But yeah, so far I can see at least I saved money, which I'm happy about. And I think the boost with the money saving is because I'm now, like, you know, doing the girls saving, so that has taken my saving goal a bit up, so I'm quite happy about that. We spent a lot on takeaways this month, but it was kind of hectic month. Like, there was a lot going on and we had a lot of out of budget and we had a lot of takeaway. This is just me seeing roughly from the numbers that I've been punching in there. I'm going to be doing my totals now. And then after doing my totals, I'm going to do a mini report for myself. I'm going to do a mini report for myself. And I'll look at what the numbers say. And then afterwards, I'm going to go into my budget. I think I can share some numbers a bit with you. I won't share everything, but I'll share a bit. Okay, so from the report that I'm seeing, okay, my budget came in pretty much as I had budgeted last month. Yeah, pretty much. It came in a little under. I think there's some things that are maybe over budgeted. Things that I over budget for are things like your groceries. Like, I always put a big amount there because I want it to be flexible, because I know some of the money is going to go into my out of budget groceries, but I always make sure that with that, it's just to monitor how much I'm going back to the shops. So the past month, I'll let you guys know now. So last month, my out of budget groceries were around $867. So when I look at this, I'm like 9,000 in extra food. But anyway, as you can see, the food is not going to waste. And then takeaways also out of budget, because this is the thing again with takeaways. I budget for takeaways every week, all right, but I also allow space for out of budget stuff with the takeaways. I think we did a lot of traveling. I went to Brisbane. Yeah, we had a lot of activities this November. So yes, I think that's why this came to this amount. So with the takeaways, we spent $782 this month for that. And I'm pretty sure we spent more than that because, hey, takeaway, guys. But yeah, anyway, it is what it is. And out of budget this month, our out of budget expenses were $2,174. Which is, I've seen worse. I have seen worse. I have seen worse. So I'm not complaining about this. With your out of budget, so this is just general, like everything else that you did not budget for, okay? Not groceries, not food, everything else you did not budget for. That's what this is for. And it is not supposed to exceed your budget. There is absolutely no way your out of budget is exceeding your budget. If it is, there's something wrong. But there are some months where there are some things that are going to be expensive. Like, for example, your car breaks down, so you have a huge bill to pay. You need to pay for, or maybe you install a solar system in your house. I don't know, what do people do out of budget? I don't know, like a big chunks, like, big chunks of money going out at the same time. So those are things that obviously are going to bump up your out of budget expenses. So there's nothing you can do about it. But I try to avoid out of budget expenses as much as I possibly can. So I'm not too mad about my out of budget last month, but could do better. Alrighty, so that's the report for that. So I'm officially done with this one. So the piece of paper is now going to move to the back of the line, because we are done with that one. And then now we are starting a new one, because this one is for December. Alrighty, and then I'm gonna put this one away. I'm gonna put it away. All right, there we go. Now I am moving on to my December budget. All right, so I want to show you how I have categorized my bills. I think I'm gonna change it next year, but all along this is what I would do. I'd always have the days on the side. The good thing about this calendar is that it does not have, it's not pre-filled, so you can start the month whenever you want to start the month. Like literally just start on the first until the end of the month, and then you just have to fill in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, I do that because I need to always highlight my Thursdays for my finance Thursdays. My first block, it's bills. So these are things like your um my Apple subscriptions, my Netflix, internet, things like that, like your regulars, your insurances and all of that. And then here it's all of my bills, like Thlologelo, all my bills, Marang's bills. So this will be like, her dance, her cello, like things like activities that she does, that we need to prepare for. I've got Thlolo's as well, like she's also got activities that she's doing. And then I used to have Lindsay here. Well, I used to have Lindsay next to me, but usually we shared a lot of bills. Yeah, like it's like it just became family bills, but it is what it is. But now I've got this here. Can you see it? Yes. It's written Sikoloto. It's debt. So it's all the debt that I plan on making sure that I do not have that debt anymore. One of the things that I am so proud of, I am so happy, and I'm so proud of the fact that I do not have any car loans under my name. That is one thing I've never had, actually. I've never had a car loan under my name. Never did. And I'm so proud of myself. It was by coincidence and by, don't lie, it was by marriage. It was by marriage. By marriage because when I was back home unemployed, we had two cars. They were both under Lindsay's name, and he was the one that carried the debt. When we got to Australia, I was like, child, another thing of owing a bank is not my thing. So we got two old cars. I'll have a video where I talk about the cars separately, that we got when we arrived to Australia. It's a very interesting story. So we got two cars, very, very cheap, very old, raggedy, old models, but I loved them so much because I slept at night knowing I don't own nobody. And then it's a story for another day, but with Karanelo Dikanzo, the white Hyundai, we got her on debt, but I paid her off. I made sure that we paid her off before the cutoff time for us, because I was like, and even initially when we bought that car, I had told Lindsay, can we not go into it, that because we had saved up the money to buy a car cash, and then he went to buy the car, and then he came back to explain to me how he bought the car, and I was like, okay, no problem. It is what it is, man. But yeah, had to make sure. The initial plan was that we would put in a lot, like with our, because we paid it off fortnightly, yes. So what we had agreed on was that we would pay a little extra into our fortnightly installments in order to speed up the process. We talked about it, but we never really implemented it. It was actually Lindsay's idea. I didn't understand how it was going to work, and I hated the admin of it. For me, I just feel like when my heart is set on something, it is set on something. So I was just not into it. So I did not really participate much into that. But I got to a point where I was like, I need to pay this thing off. I really, really need to pay this car off. So I just said to myself, you know what? I'm going to close my eyes. So the final payment, I literally closed my eyes. I took whatever that I had, and I was like, and I paid for it, and it's been great. And then I got a business car, which then, and I'm never ever going to buy a car under my name. I'm never going to buy a car under my name. Any car that I'm ever gonna drive from here onwards, like unless I'm like rich and I want a Bentley, but any car from here onwards, I'm not gonna buy it with my own money. It's gonna come from like some entity somewhere, but it's gonna be bought cash. That's a fact. So with Scoloto, it's all the reason why I've got Scoloto here. It's all the debts that are recurring, like ongoing. The only one debt that I have in my name is my home loan. That's it. I don't have a credit card. I don't have a clothing account. I don't have Bona, there is nothing. Never had a credit card. Never had a clothing account. I think I only had one clothing account, and I opened it because I was in varsity at the time, and we were told that you would not be allowed to have a simple thing like a phone contract or buy a car if you don't have a credit score. So they were like, oh, just get a phone or something like that to just keep it going. So I remember when I was in varsity, I got a tablet so that I can start that up. And then I got a clothing account. I don't remember which store. Can I tell you something? I opened that account, I closed it, and didn't even buy nothing. I didn't even use it. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not that person. So I've never had a clothing account. I've never had a credit card. It's only now that I do have credit cards. But can you believe it? They are all under the business. So it's only one credit card. It's under the business. And I love that credit card. But I love that credit card. I do. I'm like, this is nice. This is so nice. But yeah, dangerous business. Very dangerous business. But yeah, that's the only one credit card I have, and I think I want to keep it to that as well. If I were to have a personal credit card, it would have to come through like the business. It would have to be like a personal business, because a lot of banks, what they do is once you open a business credit card, they will offer you a free personal credit card. So I think that's the only way I will have my own credit card. Otherwise, phone. So this is the only scholarship that I have is the house. And the reason why I have this here is because I'm planning on paying off my house before it's loan term. As I said, I want to sleep at night. So I want to sleep. And the other thing about Australia, home loans here are not 20 years like in South Africa. The interest rates are quite good, but it's 30 years. The loan term is 30 years. So imagine now I am 4 years in. So by the time I'm like, what? Wow, I still got guy 26 years. 26, about 25, 26 years. Hey, 26 years. Well, in May next year, it's going to be 25 years. It's too much. I need to pay this off before my 40th birthday. So that's why. Yeah, so that's the only personal scholato I have. Other scholatos that I have are business related and they are servicing themselves, those ones. So I'm fine with them. So yes, let me do my budget for this coming month. It's going to be quite weird with this coming month. Well, this month, yes, it's going to be a bit weird with this month because we are traveling. So there's going to be a lot of out of budget expenses, and there's a ceremony at home. Chill at this beach. I'm so broke. I'm broke in advance. Like I can feel the brokenness creeping in, and I'm like, but as long as my bills are paid, we good. Yeah, so let's start planning for that, and then I'll show you. Do I have to show you guys? No, I don't have to. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be writing all the nitty-gritties right here, and then that's going to be what I know my budget to be this month. There's going to be a lot of out of budget this month because of the travel and everything, but I'm going to be very mindful. I'm a very mindful spender sometimes. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's it with the budget. Did I leave out anything? I'm trying to think, because I just tried to make sure that the video is not going to be too long. But anyway, yes, the month of December is going to be very, very difficult to budget for, but still have a budget. Even if when January you sit down and then you're like, wow. But it's good to know what you're dealing with and what you've done, and you are aware. In the beginning, this process is very confronting. It is very confronting. It is a lot. It's a lot. You might give up halfway. It's a lot. It takes a lot of your time and all of that, but trust me, you will thank yourself for it. It's very, 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 very important to know what's happening with your money, what's going in and what's going out. You know, if you do this and you're good with it throughout the year, then in December, you know, when you have that hiccup in December because it's festive, I think God forgives you. So yes, that's that. Yes, December is gonna be a jump, guys, because I'm traveling home. I'm going to see Chris Brown. There's a ceremony, guys. I'm going to see my husband. He doesn't know yet, but we are married. We've been married for a very long time. Me and our polyandry situation, because I share Chris Brown with many girls and boys out there. But yes, he's been the love of my life since I was a teenager. So yes, I'm going to be seeing him. Very, very excited. At least the tickets have been bought. Only thing I need to do is travel there. I'm just not too sure if I'm going to be staying in Joburg for I'm just not too sure how long I'll be staying in Joburg. Like, I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing when I get home, because yeah, guys, this December this December is so weird. It's going to be the very, very first December I'm spending with my family in a very, very long time. It's going to be the very first Christmas I'm spending with my family in 11 years. Can you believe it? In 11 years. Because when I was married, I would always spend Christmas with my in-laws, never with my family. So now I'm like, well, I don't know how to deal with it, but I'm very grateful to be spending time with my grandfather. That's one thing for sure. Anyways, you guys, I think I have to love and leave you now. I really do. I have to love and leave you. So I'll see you tomorrow on my next upload. Today we are doing this. We're not coming back next time. Not coming back next week. We're not coming back after a couple of months. No, we are coming back tomorrow. Very excited. So this is it from me today. I hope you guys sit down also with your money. And if you can't do it now this December, do it in January, okay? Choose a day that's gonna work for you, whether it's a Monday, Tuesday, whatever day it is, or a Sunday. You know, whatever day it is where you can just have an hour, 2 hours to yourself where you sit down. In the beginning, it's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be a lot of work. You won't know what to do. You don't know how to figure it out, but you will figure it out. It took a lot for me to actually get to a point where I had those categories, how I did. A lot of people have the categories very different. So if you want reference, there are many videos, there are many podcasts, there are many budget examples out there. There are many books out there that you can read, or however you learn. There are many things you can do to try and see how you can get all those ideas that are out there to create your own little thing. So with me, the whole income, budget, out of budget, groceries, takeaways, out of budget, savings, a lot of people have bigger lists. Like, for example, they have like investment properties, the either the plan for an investment property, or they do have an investment property, so they'll be looking at the income that comes from that. Or, you know what, there's a lot. There are people who have a lot going on with their finances, and I wish I was one of those people, because right now I feel like this is not enough. I need more. I need to handle more, but God will always make a way. God will give you what is enough for you at that point in time. So because God can see that I've been taking care of, what He's been giving me so far, God, you can vula the gates. Vula masango. But anyway, you guys, I need to go. I need to leave you because it is so late. I still need to edit this and figure out what's going on with my upload issue. But I'm gonna make sure that before I sleep tonight, this video is edited and uploaded, so that if there's a problem, I know how to deal with it quicker. So yes, guys, I'm going to go, and yes, I'll see you in my next upload. Love you lots.